Hello everybody, my name is Waddles. I hope you're doing well on this nice day. The Lectern is really cool because it can send out a redstone signal. Players can use this functionality in a whole bunch of ways. To be specific, the possibilities with this one are crazy high. So that all got me scratching my head a bit, and today I have 3 Lectern controlled farms or machines to show off to you. We'll be demoing each farm, I'll talk about it a little bit, and of course I will show you the redstone. But if you want an in-depth step-by-step tutorial on any of these, just drop a comment and I'll see it, and I can maybe get around to doing that. So don't forget to like and subscribe and turn those notifications on, and if you're setting up a server, use code WADDLES with CubeToast for 25% off your first month. There's a link to that in the description. Oh, and yeah, I can hear it already. Yes, a lot of these farms could be way easier and way more simple just using buttons, but that's not fancy and cool. No. So, yeah, I know it can be done differently. Okay, so farm number 1 is the most basic out of the 3 farms that I'm showing you today. What this farm is doing is basically switching out a button for a lectern and a book. So here's my lectern, and on the lectern is a book, and the book reads Simple Harvester. Flip the page to harvest the farm. So I flip the page and then boom, my farm is harvested. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn that off so I can just kind of look at it like this. But as you can see, all of the pumpkins were harvested. And if you are super smart, you would realize that you could do this exact same setup for melons, which is pretty cool. Now, in reality, is this cheaper? Does this make more sense? Maybe not, but this is a little bit more cool looking for sure. We've been able to have a button on the wall or a lever for years, and so this kind of switches it up a little bit. Now, the redstone behind this farm is predictably simple. So, the lectern, and then a comparator, and then a line going into a further line that goes into some more lines that go right into the blocks underneath the sticky pistons. Now, above each and every sticky piston is a block of dirt, and when the book page is turned, all of this redstone is activated, and the pistons are, of course, powered, and thus the dirt is pushed up. So, it's all pretty easy to set up. I know that if you've made a semi-auto pumpkin or melon farm before, you know how to do all of this, so just add a lectern in with a comparator in front of it, and then you're ready to go. You say you're not impressed with that first farm. Well, okay, it's fine. We are moving on to one that actually I am pretty proud of. I really like this one. So, as you can see, we have potatoes and then carrots planted. Now, they are both growing, and of course, we have just normal pistons and then water at the back of each farm. And, you know, typically we would have a button, the pistons go down, the water comes out, and then the pistons go back up and the water is gone, right? But we can make this even more cool and fancy looking and even add a little bit of functionality with a lectern. So, again, lectern with a book in it, and the book reads Potato and Carrot Multi-Farm. Page 2, potato, page 3, carrot. So, if I go to page 2, the potatoes will harvest and only the potatoes. If I go to page 3, the carrots will harvest and only the carrots. And I think we're going to go ahead and harvest the carrots so I can show this off. So over to page 3 and then done. And as you can see, the water is out, the carrots are harvested, and the potatoes are living just fine. Now, let's say I wanted the potatoes instead. Well, that's not a problem because, boom, potatoes. Now, we wait, and the potatoes are harvested, and imagining the carrot plants were still in here, they would still be growing. And, of course, you could keep adding pages to this book and setting up additional farms connected to this whole system. So, page 1 is completely off, and then 2 and 3 are on. Now, the redstone behind this farm is a little bit more extensive. For the potatoes, this first farm, we have this line coming out and a repeater going into a block, and then I have another repeater coming out of this block. I wouldn't necessarily need one, but nonetheless, then I have a redstone line running into a torch, which is powering all of the pistons by the potatoes. Now, when I turn to page 2, this line turns on, and this torch turns off, and the pistons go down. Pretty simple. The carrots are a little more tricky. So to start off, we have this line, and for the carrots, we would turn here and go over to this block right here with the torch on it. Then, coming out of the other side of that torch, we have a line that is currently on that is holding up all of the pistons. Now, if we go ahead and flip over to page 3, a few things are going to change here. The piston retracts, thus cutting this whole circuit off from the system so these pistons don't go down, and then this whole line is turned off. So the torch turns off, and the line's off, and the pistons are now down over there. The thing with this farm is you're going to have to be fast. If we are trying to go over to the carrot page and you go like this, and then you go like that, the water is going to flow out. So you'll need to really just speed press your buttons. But it's really doable, right? I want page 3, easy. I press it twice, and then there we go. Page 3 is harvested. Now, in the case that you want to add more tiles to this, that would be pretty easy to do. You'd keep copying this little piston mechanism for each extra line. A little hard to imagine, I know, but really just copy this whole middle setup each time you want to add another farm. Overall, I'm really happy with how this one turned out, and once I am in 1.14 playing survival in a Let's Play world, I will absolutely be building one of these things because it's just so cool. Like, it's just really, really neat in my opinion. And moving on to, in my opinion, a really, really cool looking bamboo farm that is controlled by a lectern, of course. So, to show off the redstone first really quick, I have a pusher bamboo farm. So this slime block thing is going to move back and forth and harvest all of my bamboo. Now, underneath the farm, I have a minecart running to pick up all of the bamboo that falls. Typically, I would be extending these walls up and putting a ceiling on it and everything because we're going to get a whole lot of excess bamboo that's thrown everywhere. Now, behind the farm here, I have a hopper clock that is turning the redstone lamps on and off so the observers can detect a change. But, as you can see right now, my farm is off. And that is exactly where this lectern book comes in. So, bamboo machine. I have it in off mode right now, but if I turn back to page 1, the bamboo machine is turned on. So this line is turned off, actually. Now, again, bamboo is thrown everywhere, but as you just heard, and as you can see, the bamboo has been all chopped down. And so I would be good to walk away from this farm with it in on position, and it would go back and forth and just keep, harvesting up the bamboo, and the cart will continually pick up bamboo and throw it into this chest. Now, the thing here, again, is I did not build a complete version of this farm. So, you have to imagine all of this bamboo being on the floor down there and getting picked up by the cart as well. Another look at the redstone here, a hopper clock right at the back of this farm with some items inside of it, and then a line coming out of this to turn lamps on and off. Now, an entirely separate line is hooked up to the lectern. We have a block and then a comparator, and then just a line going into this same block. So when I want to turn this farm off, the lanterns will actually be kept in a state of being on. Eventually, this block will move over, and this will turn off, but the line is still being powered from the other side, so the farm, or the pusher, will not move back and forth. And that's pretty much all there is to this farm. Not too much else to really say about it, other than minecart. So, yeah, that's a lectern-controlled bamboo farm. Well, what do you think? I hope you liked some of these farms. Again, if you want an in-depth tutorial on any of these farms, just throw it in the comments and I can definitely get to that. I do have a few tutorials planned, and would you like to see me design more lectern machines? If that is the case, let me know about that by either leaving a comment or just dropping a like, because I could totally design even more machines that are controlled by lecterns, because it's really, really fun to do, actually. My name is Waddles. I hope I've entertained you today. Go have a good day now. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, everybody.